So now what we're doing is we're looking how to add some enemies to our scene that will also be attracted to our player, and we'll be able to shoot them with our bullets and destroy them. So what I've done, I've created an enemy sprite here, and then I have attached that to the enemy object here, and I've named them all appropriately and whatnot. Now, what we need to do, we need to have a create event. So in that create event, I'm going to add some code, and I'm going to, can I see that? There it is. And over here, I'm going to put in some variables to start off with, to start our enemy ship. So what I'm going to say, HP, and that's going to be our hit points, equals 5, which means it can take 5 points of damage before something happens. And I'll set a default speed to, I'm not going to call it speed because speed is a game maker thing, but SPD is something we make up. It's a variable, and I'm going to call it 1.5. So we've got two variables there, HP and SPD. What's it give me an error? No, that's gone. Okay, so that's what we've got there in the create. Now from there, what we need to do, we also need to create a step event. So I'm going to go to object enemy, and I'm going to create a step event for us to write some more code into. So now what we're going to do is we're going to test where we're going to put in our conditions and things like that. So now we know that we want the, first thing we want to do, we want to check to see if an instance exists. We want to see if there is a ship there. So if instance exists, and our object is obj underscore player. So if that exists, and we need another bracket, we want to move toward point x, y, sp. So that's our x coordinate, which will be obj underscore player dot x, our y coordinate, obj underscore player dot y, and our speed, which we set before, to spd. And then from there, we will end that command. So if there's a player object, it'll move towards the x coordinate and the y coordinate, and of the player, and at the speed that we specified earlier. So from there, the other thing we need to do, we also need to specify what happens. So if we take 5 points of damage, so we're going to say if HP is less than or equal to 0, and apparently we do less than in case it skips below 0. What's going to happen to our enemy ship? Well, the instance of it will be destroyed. Okay, so that's what we've got happening there. Now, let's see if this works. Fingers crossed. Okay. I had this problem before, and this may need to change the other way around. Let's see if that works. There we go. So the ships are all flying towards the player. And there we go. Now let's try moving around. And nothing's happening if we shoot them. So pass it straight through, nothing happens. So that's the next thing that we've got to fix. So we'll close this. Okay, now that we've got that, what we want to go to the object bullet. So I'm going to click on the object bullet. And here what we're going to do, we're going to create a collision event. So we're going to say when it collides with the enemy, this is what we're going to say. And we're going to say try with, I'm going to say other. So it tells us with anything else, with any instances of this object, so any of those. So with that, what we're going to do, we're going to say with that, the hit points becomes HP -1, and also, and once that, so that will happen every time they collide, as well as that, the instance of the bullet, because that's what we're making this here. We're making this in instance bullet, instance underscore destroy. It'll end up being destroyed as well. So let's see how that works now. Alright, so there we go. Bullet got destroyed. And you saw the enemy ships being destroyed as well. So now we need to do something else. So right now, so far it's pretty one-sided. The player can shoot the enemy, but nothing happens to the player. So there we go. All I do, they just go off and they kind of stick to it, but nothing else happens. Well, what generally happens when an enemy collides with a player? Well, you either die or you lose life or something like that. So what we're going to do in this case, we're going to have the ultimate death, and that is what will end up happening is that the game will restart. So we're going to go back to object enemy, and we're going to have a collision event. We're going to have a collision. If it collides with the player, we're going to say game underscore restart, and I'll try that again. And you'll head towards them. There we go. The game has restarted. The ultimate life loss. So that's how we can make things attracted to the player or to a point, and then from there, what else happens based on that.